What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since my last video. I was on vacation, and that video is on Virginia's channel, as I said in the last video. Now I just want to take a little second here to appreciate everybody who sponsors the channel. So here's a list of everybody. I do notice that we have some 6-month subscribers now, so congratulations to you guys and your little golden helmets, we'll call them. Today we'll be in here working on this thing. We've kind of neglected a little bit lately because we were out racing the Super and stuff, but I'm gonna put some time in it today, see if we can assemble most of what we have left to put back in it. I think the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our Bryant Tooley intake on top and then see how our accessories sit next to it and see if they look stupid and dumb, because the alternator was really high on the setup. So as mentioned before, we have our nice, sexy Bryant Tooley intake manifold here. We're gonna pop the top off and see what's underneath this first. And we do have a bunch of O-rings and stuff that came with it. Made in the USA. Bryant Tooley Racing. Here's the number if you need them. So you need to take this off anyways to put a big O-ring in this. It's convenient, that's a little 2-piece thing. The ports are a lot bigger than our old one. Now I do have to mention something. This intake manifold, probably not the right intake manifold for our setup with the 78, 75 small backside turbo. However, if we do plan on upgrading, which I do plan on upgrading eventually to like a 76 or an 80 millimeter turbo, then this thing is going to be flowing a lot better because its ideal range is between 6,000 and 8,000 with a lot more boost. If you're just going to be using like a budget turbo, small turbo, the truck manifold is fine. Even like an LS1 intake manifold, really good. So this is for you large size guys. Now if we flip this over, you'll notice that there's no more gaskets, typical gaskets on the bottom. There's actually O-ring gaskets, which is really nice also. Now I know I should be probably using some O-ring grease on this right now, but I like to party. So great. Goodbye. Oh! I think we got it right there. Let's just take this off because I know my stupid ass would drop some shit in there. Okay, so now I'm looking at this engine bay and I'm looking at all the old stuff that I fabricated, and then like the better I get at fabricating, the more I look at stuff like this exhaust pipe and I'm like, I could do better. I kind of want a new hot side turbo kit and move the turbo away from here and place it over here somewhere. For now, let's just get it back to where it was. Kyle, right now, do it. You've been taking too long. That's what you're all saying. I know. But we had fun. Remember the Supra on the dyno? It made like 860 wheel horsepower in this video right here. Boom. Yeah! Did it. Stock block, baby. Now we're gonna have to take our fuel injectors out of our old intake manifold over there and get this new sexy fuel rail kit in there. Not only will the rails flow a lot more because we were flowing through the old original regulator, we'll have nice black rails. Look how big they are through there. I forgot we actually converted this to a deadhead system, so I actually welded up this AN fitting, put it on the return line, and then we just fed pressure into this line, and then off the regulator went back to the tank. So it was like a deadhead system. And now that we're unbolting this, fuel is gonna go everywhere. This just in, Kyle, you are an idiot.
Not a wiener.
Do you guys like my map sensor mount too? Like how I held in my map sensor here with a piece of wire? Ah! There goes all the fuel. Ah! It's pouring out on the floor. I have a bucket right here I can pour it in, actually. Did you see my level of expertise on my fuel rail spacers? They're washers taped in electrical tape. Nailed it.
I don't fucking know.
Now this can be stowed away somewhere for future use. Maybe. So these are actually 80-pound injectors. They are the Delphi ones, I believe. And they were sponsored by the Ralph brothers. So thanks, buddies. That's why we're using them, because they were sponsored. These things should just plop right in there. Hey! Another cool thing about this kit is they give you all kinds of the right spacers. That way you can adjust your rail height and you can actually accommodate almost any type of injector. For example, the injectors that are in the Supra, they come with all different size hats. So your injectors can be anywhere from like 48 to 60 millimeters or whatever. I'm just saying you got options, man. They give you options, bro. Everybody likes options. Except when it comes to picking food, because nobody can pick on one, so. Only McDonald's. So, BTR logo outwards. Ooh, we're really close to the firewall there. But the whole engine has to tip forward, so it's okay. It is a little close to the firewall, but the engine has to come this way because the transmission's just hanging off the back of it right now. Another issue we might run into is that the alternator actually sits somewhere here. So what I want to do is we're going to bolt these down and then fit our accessories on this side. And this might not work with the truck accessories, so we'll have to figure that out in a minute, I guess. If it doesn't fit, that means we just have to get rid of our stupid truck accessories. The main reason I wanted to use it is because I had it and I wanted to keep power steering, which I could probably do with another kit anyways. And I'm sure you guys will comment in the comment section and tell me which kits I could probably use, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I was pretty stupid like that. I mean, technically it's gonna fit. It does look pretty ugly and kind of takes away from our nice intake manifold there. But technically it fits. And it looks super ugly. I almost dropped the camera there. I'm kind of torn on it, but it is kind of budget, so it's probably gonna stay. Time to put our water sucker blower on. And by that I mean water pump. If you guys didn't get my reference of water sucker blower. Stop that! Church bells. Another issue we're gonna run into now is our steam port is a bit at the wrong angle here for our stupid thing. I can probably go up and over maybe. Pretty easy. But that looks stupid. I could just cap this and cap that as well and not run one. That sounds like a more fun idea. Apparently there's a big debate on this steam port stuff. Apparently some kits don't have any, some have 2 in the back or 2 in the front, and then some have all 4, and everyone's all like, internet, I'm the most expert of the internet because I have an LS and I like penis, and I got a keyboard too, and I worked on LS's, but I've never done any technical training, but I read a lot of books. Internet.
What the fuck?
Got our belt on and our fan back in here. I think I'm gonna redo our wiring here, put that back on, and then I'll see where we're at. We're kind of a little bit stuck until we get a transmission in there. I have a Turbo 400 transmission in there. There's nothing done to it. I'm thinking about just replacing like the filter and the fluid and the pan on it and trying to run it like that. It's in really unknown condition. There is a brand new rebuilt Turbo 400 transmission, but it's like $2,000. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on this car right now. Maybe if we sell this one, we'll do more with this. $27,000 US or $35,000 Canadian. I'm just thinking about it. I made a mistake. If you can see, this rail is more forward than this rail, so I was like, oh yeah, this one's definitely odds because the odds is going to be in front of the evens, but actually this cylinder head's in front of this, so I done messed it up. We've got the majority of the harness in there, and I'm not really satisfied with just bolting things on today. I want to do some fab work. That's what I enjoy doing, and that's what's fun for me. So we just threw this on temporarily, these makeshift pieces of junk. But what I want to do is I want to cut those off completely and I want to build a bracket, weld a piece of aluminum here, and then build a bracket to go from here to here with a bolt in the middle. So that is my plan. So we're gonna start out with 2 pieces of aluminum, get those welded on, and then we'll build pieces of steel on top of that. And yeah, let's get fabricating. Fabricating is fun. Got our 2 pieces roughly the same size. I'm actually gonna clamp them together so we can get 2 identical brackets made. It's gonna stay on there? Probably not. Yes, cutting aluminum with a grinder does suck. And my vise isn't mounted, so it makes it even harder. You can see all like the aluminum in the disc, and that's why it does not cut well. Aluminum on aluminum does not cut very good. All right, here's my idea. So, because we have this bar here, we can be able to mount this like this on the side and make a small steel bracket off this mount and then just bolt through this hole right here. Just using the good old-fashioned acetone. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna hold this, considering I only have 1 set of hands here. Let's just see if we can tack weld this. I probably need my hood. Yeah, definitely not my best welding here. It seems like this metal is really thick, and I'm having a hard time getting enough temperature in it to get it to melt. So I can only go up so high because I'm on 115 volt here. This side welded up a lot better. I chose not to weld over here because it was all crappy and shit. I don't know why I did that, but the rest of it came out nice. Because I started right there for reference. So I'm gonna give this a go here. I don't know, someone's probably gonna tell me this is the wrong thing to do, but maybe if I heat this up a little bit first, it might make it easier. Probably burn away all the contaminants too. What about if I lay like a tiny little piece of rod in there? So I do this. Oh, that didn't work out. Like that. It blew it away. Let's give this one last side a go. I'm having troubles because of my chair. I'm having a little bit of troubles because my chair is basically just a battery box on top of a bucket. And I can't really adjust, like play with the throttle without, I can't really play with the pedal without almost slipping off this thing. So it's kind of weird. So I jacked it up to 125, which is the most I got, and that seems to be our issue. It works a lot easier with more heat in it. So if I had maybe, well, it's probably good because the first side I needed a little bit less heat because the metal was thinner, but since I welded the back side first and this is the second side, there's a lot more material there and a little bit more heat helps. So lesson learned. It's all about learning lessons. Don't put things in your butt unless you want to be embarrassed.
Tom's not wearing Uggs.
I did that the wrong way. Got our little bracket here that I kind of notched out. It'll fit in there. So I'm actually going to make the other bracket at the same time. That way I can pull the bar off, clean it, and then tack weld it properly. These lines make sense to me, okay? That's all that matters. And then when I said it made sense to me, I got over there. And then right after saying it made sense to me, I got over there and it didn't make sense to me because I put the thing on the wrong side again. It's supposed to, I'm using this as the same size as our pipe. And I'm just using it to show me where I need to notch out this piece. Then I notch that out and it fits on the pipe pretty good. Real good strategy actually. See, kind of like that. You see that arc that I have to cut out? That's the one. I had the wrong one to start. We've got number 2 made up. So it's gonna go like so. And then just bolt that together. Perfect. I can weld to that. We've got it welded in here. We did some welds. I did weld a little bit of the underside as well. There was a bit of paint on the backside, so that didn't come out as well. And we did this one. It's all welding practice to me. But we can bolt it up using our new mounts and then we can get rid of these old shitty ones that we were using as a really quick temporary fix last time. So I didn't think this through entirely, and someone in the comment section is definitely going to recognize this. They're going to be like, I was waiting for you to do that the whole video, Kyle. Well, I have pre-drilled holes so I knew exactly where to drill into my metal, except I can't get a drill in there because this is in the way. So I guess I have to mark the hole and then take it off and then drill it. Which is kind of sad because if I just drilled through this hole, it would have been a lot easier. Wow, I just had a crazy stupid moment. Yep, everyone gets them. I marked the holes and I was like, yeah, I'll take this off now and I'll drill through the thing. But when you take this bar off, this bar is still in the way from the plate when you go to drill the holes. So that was stupid. However, what I did was I just put the plates, because there's a bit of play up here, I just put the plates in front of our brackets and we'll be able to drill through the back side of the holes. So we'll be able to drill through the back side like a this. There we go, finally. Don't worry, my bench needs a really good acetone clean anyways, so I don't mind getting a little bit dirty. Plus, I'm not a perfectionist. A little bit of elbow work, and look at that. It looks like way better than our old brackets. For example, here's our old bracket. The difference between this new setup and the last setup mainly was that I couldn't weld aluminum before, but now that we have the TIG welder, I can weld aluminum, kind of. And yeah, so that's the difference. I'm gonna paint this up and it'll look a lot better. If I can find some black paint. What's red but smells like black paint? Red paint. Dad jokes. Cool. While we're waiting for the paint to dry over there, I'm gonna give this one more shot and see if I can get around the edges here so we don't snap it off. Because that looks like a great place for things to start cracking. So we managed to wrap the weld all the way around the top so it's not going to create a crack right here and start cracking through that way. So we'll hope that helps anyways. Well, final assembly of this thing. So and not assembly yet because I have the wrong wrench. Well, that's much cleaner than it was before, and I am much more satisfied with the look that we have there. Super tight. And let's just hope it doesn't break. So, this is part one of my day. Part two of my day, well, technically I'm going to get my cat shaved, and my actual cat, not my, yeah. So, I'm going to get him shaved, and then going to Kent's to work on the Mustang, putting T56 in so we can get ready for the track. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be back some track footage, and I'm sorry I was gone for so long. Peace, easy.
You get that V.
You would. Just ruined the outro now. I guess I just gotta show my V now.